Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our monthly appreciation and ancestral service. We are here today to express our gratitude to God and Meishu Sama for the protection, help, and countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask the permission to serve the divine plan for this coming month. Let us begin our monthly service with the presentation of offerings to God. Please pray along silently while we have the opening prayer to God.
Great God of light, with our deepest respect, we have gathered here at the Morocco Association to celebrate our monthly appreciation service combined with our monthly ancestor service. We humbly offer you our prayers of praise and appreciation for the protection, help, and the countless blessings we have received this past month, and to ask for permission, guidance, and inspiration to continue serving in your divine work of the construction of paradise on earth. Please accept the materialization of our gratitude through our in-person and virtual presence, our monetary offerings, and by our guiding relatives and friends. Please grant us strength and wisdom to practice this year's guidelines in our everyday life. Following the example of Meishu Sama's great love and his teachings, let us build a strong faith within ourselves, a sincere service for the salvation of humanity through our basic practices of faith, attending services, channeling and receiving Jorei, guiding our family and friends, volunteering our time and labor, and providing offerings of gratitude are the essence of our mission in the construction of paradise on earth. May we strive to continue to establish paradise within our hearts and minds, creating homes of life, thereby helping to transform our communities and the world at large. May we receive greater light and spiritual strength to realize Meishu Sama's ideals in our hearts, our homes, and our communities, so that we become most effective instruments in bringing your divine light and happiness to everyone around us. Please allow us to spread the desire to create paradise on earth throughout all of North America. May the new age of happiness and everlasting peace, where love, goodwill, and understanding prevail, soon become a reality.
Please join us for the Amat Marito, the prayer of heaven, followed by the miracle prayer and prayer for ancestors.
Amakarani kamuzu marimasu. Kamuromi kamuromi no mi koto mochite. Sumemi hoya kamuri sana ino mi koto. Tsubushi no himuka no kachi hana no. Oro no ahagi harani Misori harai namo toki ni narimaseru. Harai no kamitachi moro moro no barakoto tsumike kareo. Harai tamae Yome tamae tomao sukoto no yoshiro. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami yaoyoro suno kami tachi tomoni. Are no fuchiko no mimi furita tete. Hikoshi meseto. Kashikomi momaosu. Iroku o mikami. Mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Miroku o mikami. Mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie mi oyanushi no kami. Mamori tamae sakirae tamae. Oshie mi oyanushi no kami. Mamori tamae sakirae tamae. Nagara Damachi Haemase. Nagara Damachi Haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. your radiant divine light, shining ever more radiantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan, and for the privilege of channeling and receiving your way. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified, as we live your truth given to us by nation's Son. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great prayer for ancestors. Great God of light, bless and protect the souls of our loved ones, whose journey here on earth is over. And as they continue on, great God, encircle in your light, may they be raised to ever finer and higher states of true eternal bliss. Great God of light, bless and protect us all. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become the instruments of your great plan.
Please be seated. We will now receive group jury.
May God and may His Son bless.
The reign is now concluded. Let us listen to Mr. Sama's teachings.
Destiny, fate, and freedom. I have often been asked about the difference between destiny and fate. A person's destiny is given by God at birth. It is predetermined, so it cannot be changed. Fate, however, can be freely changed by an individual within the limits of his or her given destiny. Depending on a person's efforts, it is possible to reach the highest level within that range or to drop to its lowest level. Freedom is similar to fate in that true freedom is contained within certain boundaries. There is no such thing as limitless freedom. True freedom has limitations. That is, it is finite. When we insist on going beyond our boundaries, we encroach on the freedom of somebody else and thus become a hindrance to society. For this reason, a person who tries to go beyond the boundaries of their destiny would not likely succeed. Fate can be changed at will. People have always had a tendency to resign themselves to their fate, thinking that good or bad, nothing can be done about it. They have a set idea that humanity's fortunes are beyond control. However, anyone can change their fate as freely as they wish because fate is controllable, basically through human will. Once you really understand this truth, far from being disillusioned with life, you will truly come to have great hope in this world. It is quite natural that a person does not want to be a victim of misfortune, but wishes to have good fortune in all ways. This is a desire common to all human beings, and most people do whatever they can and work very hard in order to attain this goal, sometimes even at the risk of their lives. Yet, I wonder how many have actually attained or will attain true happiness and fulfillment. Perhaps not 1 in 100. Some individuals, seeing those few that do, continue their endless search for happiness, unable to abandon their dreams. But after trying everything they know of to become happy, the majority will eventually find themselves at the end of their lives without ever having achieved the happiness they have sought. It would be the most wonderful thing in the world if there were a sure method by which good fortune could truly be attained. Since few seem to know what this could be, most people continue to create unhappiness in their lives. That is, they build prisons in which they confine themselves and thereby suffer. What is the answer then? How can everyone become truly happy? It is simple. Sow the seeds of virtue. The ancient words, "you reap what you sow," contain a profound truth. The seeds of vice are all the deeds that stem from a self-centered way of thinking, such as acts that cause suffering or loss to others, and such attitudes as, "I do not care if others suffer as long as I am fine." The seeds of virtue all come from love for others, expressed in deeds that bring them happiness or are beneficial. This sounds very simple, but when it comes to putting the idea into practice, it is actually quite difficult. This is why life is difficult. We should work to help develop in everyone's mind a firm belief in love for others and the strength to adhere to this belief. Then the principle can be put into action. Only a spiritual path rooted in truth, however, is capable of achieving such a goal.
Reverend Michael Cherney will share with you now a faith experience.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'd like to share with you today a faith experience of a member, Amanda de Menezes Silva. Amanda is a member of the Paribe Jore Center in Bahia, Brazil. Amanda is now 28 years old, has been a Jore member for 15 years. Last year, in early 2021, she received the special mission of being in charge of the youth group activities in her Jore Center. At the time, she was going through a very delicate period. Her mother had made her transition to the spiritual realm during the previous year, and it truly had a huge emotional impact on Amanda. She was experiencing powerful depression and was riddled constantly by fear and insecurity. Overwhelmed and in crisis, she felt that she would not be able to carry on with her assigned mission of leading the youth group, and she gave serious thought to resigning the responsibility. And just then, a young member approached Amanda and asked her for help. He too was suffering from severe depression. Feeling sensitive to his situation, Amanda determined to make conscientious and strenuous efforts to transform her own personal feelings and turmoil. Clearly, Amanda understood the value of prioritizing the care of others while putting her own problems aside. And at that point, she began to give Jore to the young man weekly. She gave him small flower arrangements and invited him to participate in the online teaching studies that many other young members of the Jore Center were enjoying. And having embraced this situation and with this caring attitude, Amanda herself felt better. She felt refreshed, more and more motivated to give more and more service. And so with that, Amanda stepped up her spiritual commitment. In addition to meeting with the youth members virtually every week, she immersed herself regularly in studying Meishu Sama's teachings, attended daily services, and dedicated weekly at her Jore Center. Amanda's being transformed. Meanwhile, the young man that she assisted showed great improvement, and fast forward to these days, he participates in numerous church activities. But there's more drama. During this period, Amanda lived in a house where the rent had increased substantially, and she found herself unable to make the payments. The situation became quite complex. She lives with her 2 children and her aunt, and facing eviction, they were mandated to imminently have to move from their abode. Things became tense. Agonizingly, she was unable to find another home that she liked, and as the eviction deadline neared, she felt discouraged and worried profusely. However, one morning, when she attended a service in March 2021, she listened to a faith experience of another young woman who was also looking for a home and had gone to the Jore Center with the determination to intensify her levels of giving service. And amazingly, she learned that the next day, that woman was able to find a property that she was able to afford. Amanda recognized that hearing of this experience was a message from God and Meishu Sama, that she was to trust deeply and to continue her serving, her dedications to serving, and realize that in fact, The right house had already been manifested for her in the spiritual realm. Faith, patience. After attending that service, she went to work, and subsequently she decided to search through some ad sites. Then, miraculously, she found a beautiful house available for rent, priced comfortably within her financial capabilities, that just happened to be located very close to the Joe Center. Wonderfully blessed, she and her family were able to move into this new home the following month. Through this experience, Amanda learned to trust God ever more deeply, as well as the value and importance of putting the divine work first, prioritizing serving others. Grateful and feeling so blessed, Amanda has happily shared her experience as part of her contribution and commitment to the construction of Paradise on Earth. Amanda de Meneses Silva.
We will now have greetings from Reverend Romilson Cândido.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Reverend Michael Cherney, for sharing this beautiful experience, this beautiful faith testimony. And congratulations to all of you here in person attending our monthly appreciation and ancestral service. And also for those of you there at home or at work through these online services attending, congratulations. And let's continue praying together for our expansion, and especially for the salvation of our ancestors and loved ones. We pray for the entire humanity so that in every corner of the world they can receive this light. We pray that in the United States of America, everyone are able to receive the light of God in Major Summer through those prayers done from this altar. And we pray for all of your loved ones and family and friends so that you can also be benefited through these prayers. So that's why we are here, to pray for all humanity. So this year of 2022, amazingly, it is already June. Can you believe it's going to be August soon? It's amazing. It's how fast everything moves. Everything's so fast. It's really the rhythm of paradise, rhythm of light. So fast. I don't recall I have done so many things in less than 6 months in an organization like we did this year. So many things happens. Remember, just in February this month, we had this beautiful Hatsuike ceremony and the Rishu and the people coming in and to attend it. And then all together with, we had also on May, this Mother's Day activity with all these instructors from many different areas. They came. We created new Ikebana instructors on that time. And after that, we even had those art exhibition that we prepared here with Miho Negron helping to prepare it. People coming to attend this ceremony only this year. And also, I think it was after that, but we had the Brooklyn College to Selma also having some activity for the community where we had people coming in and learning how to do Ikebana as a way of meditation. And not only that, we continue by having Jore activities in Washington that went back. People gathered over there at the Clarksburg Cottage. So they had a Jore activity over there with also Ikebana activity with more than 9 people attended over there in Atlanta, Joray group. They gather together every Saturday to share Joray and also participating in our online services. And after that, we still had our beautiful Paradise on Earth celebration where we had all this still, we remember, we are still during the pandemic, but thank God it made summer, things are getting better and better, but still we had the opportunity to have lots of people coming to celebrate Paradise on Earth, together with those, to celebrate with those new ministers that were created, and Michael Churn is one of them, that came and received their new missions. And also this year we had we had students of Ikebana that received their certificate for basic accomplishment, like Anna Brandel, she's here. And then actually today we have more that will receive her certificate for basic students. I'd like to invite Mo and of course the teacher, Mijo Negrão, to come over so that, see, Mo, she's been studying Ikebana for many years. And this time, Mijo Negrão, please come over. They together, been working together, doing flower arranging at the Joray Center, and this is the time now that she finished by receiving this beautiful certificate. Mo, come over here. This is your certificate. This certificate is proudly presented to Lutpawi Sundarahitananda, who has completed the basic level in the Ikebana Sangetsu. This is Wilson Cândido, Ikebana Sangetsu director. So I'd like to present this to you. Thank you. Congratulations. Yeah, take a picture. Congratulations, Mo. Mo, she is from Thailand, and I've been friends with her for many years, and I learned how much she dedicated for May Summer since Thailand, from Thailand. She dedicated there. She was a missionary over there, and she moved here and continued to fulfill her mission as a missionary. And I'm very happy with the Thailand expansion. I find many strong members when they come to us. I find them very dedicated. I had the privilege with my wife, Simone, to go to Thailand and attend the inauguration of the Thailand Sacred Grounds. It was beautiful to be there. So many members, lots of members, very dedicated, especially to Joray. They give Joray one to another. Sometimes one is giving joy to another at the same time. They are giving to another, and they are giving to another. The thing is, they focus on Joray a lot, and I saw that deep faith they had was very emotional when I saw that faith. Another thing that I really was so happy to see was the sacred grounds, the temple. So beautiful. And one day you're gonna see that. Maybe you already saw pictures of the outside, but the inside is amazing. It looks like the Atami sacred ground, the inside, and even the chair, the colors, and the everything. They copied what Meishu Sama created on the inside. It's beautiful. So next time we have a pilgrimage to Japan. Let's see if we go to also Thailand, so we can go together, and so you can also join us in this. So talking about pilgrimage, this year we will have a pilgrimage finally, being almost 3 years, to the Guarapiranga Sacred Grounds for the annual Ancestral Memorial Service. That's November, the day of the dead, when we celebrate November 2nd. So please, if you would like to go, begin to prepare yourselves. The pilgrimage will leave end of October, so the pilgrimage is supposed to stay in the sacred ground for a few days. It's a really blessing if we can do that. It's the only thing is not so we cannot take a large group. It's for about 15 people. But let's see how it goes. We already have some people, they put their name in the list, but I have to inform you, we have this pilgrimage going. I think will be around 10 days, $1,000 ground fare. That means hotels, meals, everything. Airfare, that's separate. You have to get your own airfare. It's kind of expensive these days. Some of you know, very expensive, the airfare. But we never know, things could change. And it's all up to God. We know whatever is impossible for us, human beings, is always possible to God. We know that. So we pray everything will be fine. But this is another thing that will be happening soon. So you see, all these things happen this year. And I'm sure I missed some events that also already happened. But make sure that we are on the right track. And once again, I'd like to congratulate Mo for this moment. Thank you. And this year, we are already with ongoing project. If you remember, last year we had this One Day of Paradise event. So this year we have, again, One Day in Paradise. That will be September 24th. At 3 p.m., we will gather together and we will have this huge Dai Jorei Kai, which means the Great Jorei Gathering. So we get here and we exchange Jorei, receive Jorei. But this event will be a national event together with Canada and some people from other countries end up joining us. But the purpose is to, on that day, we create paradise with the light of Jorei, exchanging Jorei. But now, the thing is, before everything happens on that time, on that day, which is September, actually the One Day in Paradise already started because we already have people promoting the event by sharing their practice of faith. That means each one of us are demonstrating, are showing up how we are building paradise, how we are helping to create paradise on earth. So there are already about 10 videos maybe already prepared. They will be launched, they will be online pretty soon, and I need to have your video too. So people practicing something. Whatever you do in your home, in your place of work, that is helping to build paradise, you film it, you record it, you videotape it. With your own cell phone. You place your cell phone somewhere and then if you're making a little flower arrangement or if you're doing some garden, so you record it and then you tell everyone that you are helping to build paradise on earth. Please join us on September 24th, One Day in Paradise. I believe that's how people are doing. So when you begin to see those videos on not YouTube, but Instagram, Facebook, that means One Day in Paradise event. And you're all invited to participate. I even invited all the Ikebana instructors when they are making their flower arranging, if they could prepare their video showing how they are also helping to build paradise on earth. I told them, well, maybe I'll make on my own video, grab a vacuum cleaner and I feel myself, boom, I'm helping too. It's helping, you're cleaning, right? Doing something to build paradise on earth. So that's the idea. That's the event that's happening pretty soon. Also, we are preparing for our annual Ancestral Memorial Service, which is September. And I think, as Reverend Marco Negrão, the president of our Miroco Association, told us, it is important to begin prepared. It is important to begin to think about our ancestors and update our Sorei Saishi, our enshrinement records. I started already to put on our altar all the names of the ancestors that are, it's called the anniversary of passing for the month of July. They're all there. So you do have some ancestors of yours that passed away during the month of August, for example. Their names will be there in the altar. So if you request a Sorei Saishi for some ancestors, they will be also in the altar. Not only that, they will be at the sacred grounds in Japan, sacred grounds, Guarapiranga, for prayer. So Sorei Saishi is very important for you to do. Prepare yourselves for the annual Ancestral Memorial Service. That's the day when we have an opportunity to invite them over to join us in a big celebration in this big, it's like a big party. So also we have to prepare ourselves as individuals to become healthier, better and prosperous. And how we can do that? Bishop Summer states very simply, as we heard the teachings today with David readings, about how we need to become someone who is loved by God. And the answer is simple. Of course, to put into practice, not that it's simple, which is to practice faith. Practice of faith means to be in accordance with God's will, to do as much as you can to transform, to change your own destiny, to change your own fate. And some people, they may think, oh, I cannot change my life. Yes, you can. As maybe someone says, fate can be changed at will. As you begin to serve and to do as much as you can to be of service, your life begin to transform. Even, like I said, you may think it's impossible, but it is possible to change. As long as you believe that as you remove all those spiritual clouds, your spiritual level changes and things begin to happen. I remember when I was, practicing faith bring you purification. Purification is a good thing, okay? As I think sometimes you hear so many times purification. Sometimes you take that word as something bad, but it's not bad, it's a good thing. Of course, sometimes it's not so much, you don't like it very much what's going on in your body when you're going through a cold or something, but after that, you can tell me, you feel much better. But purification is a result of also practice of faith. When you practice your faith, when you do something, you have to go, you go through a purification. It's a good thing. I remember when I was called to serve as a trainee, and I had to move from Rio de Janeiro. I'm from Brazil, Rio to São Paulo, and then in São Paulo, that's where the training happens. You have to go, and I was 20 something, very young. I I've never had contact with Japanese language in my life. The only word I knew in Japanese was just one, arigato. No, I knew arigato. So, but I had to, they said, oh, you will be a trainee, so go to Sao Paulo, and then the first requirement becoming a trainee is to learn the language, Japanese language. At the beginning, I thought I had to learn the language because I had to become an expert, or I had to really know the language, and I didn't know the reason why it was so important. But with the time, I understood that by trying to learn that language, you have to learn to control your ego, to be patient, to have focus, and also many things. Because it's, not only Japanese language, any other language, you have to. So I started to study that language, and it was so complicated for me. And I would see others doing better than I, and I was still there trying to make that kanji. Kanji is that character in Japanese that you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have to count all those things. That was so complicated. I was not used to that, even though I was a musician and I learned music, and I studied at the School of Music. So music is also not so simple to do. But Japanese was something complicated to me. So what happened? As I started to study, I started to think I'll have to give up. But one reverend called me and said, no, you have to do your best. Until you don't feel that, you really tired of studying. You didn't do your best. Do your best, try. So I tried. For 2 months, I studied so hard that I started to have some headaches. And then suddenly I had, what I had? Hemorrhoids. I didn't know why, hemorrhoids. I said, what is this? But to a point that I had to use some things to help, because there's so much blood coming out. And that is a good thing if you don't know, because it's a bad blood coming out. It's dirty. It has to come out. It's good for you. I didn't know, of course, any of that at the time. So when I went to talk to my boss, my reverend over there, he said, congratulations, really? Yes, but it hurts. A lot of blood coming out. Good. That means all the toxins are coming out, and you do fine. You will learn everything now about kanji and about Japanese. I don't believe you. He said, no, believe me, you will. So I had to I received Jorei for 2 weeks. I had to lie in bed with my stomach down, and they received Jorei. And then all that came out. After that, I went back to study, and it actually was very easy. It started to become easier for me to learn. I started to do and all that, and I studied, and I passed, and I went to Japan, and then I did those tests like we do here for English. I did those New York tests for if you want to go to high school or college and all that, and I passed. And not many people passed those tests, and I did. But one thing, after everything happened, my reverend told me is like this. You see, when you practice your faith is not just cleaning toilets and doing this. It's when you do your best for the greater good, for God and Meishu Sama, always you are protected in love. Something happened to you. So practicing faith is the most important thing. It transforms your life. And Jorei, as you received so much Jorei, everything started to change for you. And another thing that happened to me was when I had, for 2 years in my life, I had strep throat. Do you know what is strep throat? And someone knows, né? Strep throat. It's when inside your throat, you cannot swallow, not even a saliva, your own saliva. You try to swallow, it hurts so much because inside it has many little cuts. Yeah, it's cut like somebody came with a knife and cut. So it hurts. You cannot drink water, you cannot eat, because you can, of course, but you suffer drinking water. I remember when I had that for 2 weeks, and I had so much appreciation for water in my life. I never had that appreciation. Water was like a treasure. Can you believe you see a glass of water in front of you and you go like, oh my God, I need to drink that. And you can, but you can't. Yeah. So you have a sip of water, but you enjoy that. And then I was with my wife and she said, well, you need to receive more Jorei. And then she started to give me more Jorei, and then I started to give also Jorei. I started to practice as much as I could my faith, and then I started to feel better. And then suddenly it just disappeared. Like from one moment to another, just like that. When I realized that I had to be more of service. And then when I drank that water, I was so grateful. And then I understood how important it is to practice faith. Let me tell you, all of you here, you have a great mission. And you can really fulfill your mission as you practice your faith more and more and more. Not only here at work, at home, wherever you are, you try to practice your faith, doing Jorei, praying for someone, guiding someone, making donations, making visits, helping other people. This is all practice of faith. One thing I challenge you, to think about something that you know you have to do. You must change and challenge yourself to do it. For example, if you don't channel 2 Joreis every day, at least 2 Joreis, for 1 month, from today's date, 17, until August 17, I'm gonna channel every day, at least 2 Joreis. And you see what's going to change, what's going to happen in your life. But you have to make a commitment with yourself. Not that minister told me I'm going to tell what he said. No, I'm going to do it because I have to do it. Oh, I don't believe in making donations. Oh, you don't believe? Okay. So every week, when you receive your pay or whatever money you receive, you challenge yourself. I'm going to be grateful, even though I don't believe, but I will. From that, I will take 3, 4, 5, 10%, and I will say, thank you, God, Amisama. This is my challenge. I will do this. Because if you don't believe that, you have to have your own experience. Giving Jorei, making your donation. I don't believe by visiting and giving Jorei will help. Then you try. You know someone is in the hospital. You know someone needs Jorei. I'm going to challenge myself, and I will go visit my cousin, my best friend, or every week I'll go there. Hey, I came here to give you Jorei. Or can I stop by and give you Jorei? And you do that. You challenge yourself. Right? Or I never guided anybody to come and receive Jorei. This is what I need to do. Then you make yourself this commitment. I will every week, at least one person, I will give. Let me see, Minister Romilson has a card. Let me get his card. Oh, my friend, I know something that can help you. This is the place, this is the address. Here, give the card, invite someone to receive Jorei. But there's one catch in this. You don't just tell them to come, you come with them and you take care of them. Don't do like so many people do. Hi, Minister, I brought someone here for you. You take care of him. No, it has to be your mission, your baby, your someone that you will be loving and caring. And we will be here, believe me, I'll be here to support. And believe me, if you let me, I will grab that person to me and I will take care of myself. But this cannot be this way. It has to be your baby, your work. So and then you go, listen, I know you're going through something, some difficulty. I go to a place that helps me. If you would like, you go here. I will be there on this day. But let me know when you go here. So I want to be with you when you're there. If you don't want to go, you don't even have to talk to me more about it. Don't worry. But this is for you. When you do this because you really want to help, you begin to see changes, things transforming in your life. The spiritual realm will begin to work amazingly. You have no idea. For example, if he says, okay, I'll go tomorrow, then you say, okay, let's go tomorrow. And then if something is about to happen, was supposed to happen with you tomorrow, believe me, the ancestors and God and maybe someone will protect you. No, nothing can happen to you, Michael. Remember, Michael, you have tomorrow to take John to the Jorei. So protections begin to happen. That's how important it is when you begin to guide someone. So now, if you feel that you don't have any problem with financial or disease, conflict, you better begin to share that happiness with others and guide other people. It's a mission that you have. Some people say, I don't have any financial, any disease, any conflict. Oh, but you have a bigger problem now. Because you're doing so well, you are living paradise, you have to help others that are not. And don't be afraid of telling the truth, of being trying to help someone. It's a good thing. But just please don't push. And people don't like pushing people. You know what I mean when I say pushing people, when they go, come, you have to come, and all the time. No, you tell one time, hey, this is good for you. If you want to come, come. If you don't want it, that's fine. Let the spiritual realm work, but you have to do your part. Now, if you're not doing well financially or disease, or you have a conflict, then you have to do double work. That means you have to do even more. Even more, trying to help more people. That means practicing faith. All those faith testimony that you see here, that you heard from Reverend Michael today, was about practicing of faith. The lady, Amanda, she was suffering. But after she started to take care of that boy, of that guy, remember what happened? Everything changed for her. The same is for you, the same for all of us. Practicing faith. All this will make our ancestors happy, will make everyone happy, and we will see things changing. And this year is still going. Pretty soon is 2023, but let's make the most of it that we have today. I'd like to thank you all very much. I thank you all very much for your service and dedication. For those of you online, thank you very much for participating with us, and have a great, great day. Thank you very much. Thank you.
This concludes our service today. Thank you very much for joining us. We wish you a blessed day.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Mo.
Thank you. Thank you, Delva Davis, too. Oh, Selma, come on, Selma. Raquel. Don't wait.
Essa chama
Isso. Mr. Walker, come on. You know, like,
essa paz
what's wrong with you, boy? Austin, come on. Yeah. Congratulations, boy. Thank you very much.
Bye bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye, Delma. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.